I want to try to make this one as quick as I can. Um, I had a comment that made me think about some things, and they simply was like, why would anybody want to come and hear you say anything or any of your stories? And, they were very articulate. And anyway, I let it go. And then I thought I got my message out there, and I would leave the one that I wanted to stay forever. And then today, I was kind of, I have a lot, I have a, I have a lot to do, but, I really enjoyed being with you guys. And I thought about all this a long time, but I went back because that little notification button kept popping up there, and I finally looked at it. And someone somebody replied to this person, and was just being, it was the sweetest thing to stand up for me like that. And I left him a message to let him know I do thank them, because they kind of gave me something I was looking for, which, I grew up, I got common sense, and and I'm somewhat sensible, but, I did not think about all of this. But I got, it was, it was a reply to him, basically, like I said, he was standing up for me. And then that person who wrote the first long one and was very articulate decided to write another articulate reply to him, saying that, I could stand up for myself and speak for myself. And, he goes on to say that, he didn't understand what the reputation was, if that we would, that either one would try to protect. That there wouldn't be if we handle it like adults. Well, one of us is an adult, and one of us could handle it, and one of us could sit down and talk about it, or smack the other one. Either way, it could be settled. But, the defense for that, the other person, sweet thing, I have to look his name here again. But he made a point of telling him, well, you don't know what she's done, the lies and things. Well, I believe they do know. They know. Because then the father, it seemed like they just couldn't stand it, so they had to keep talking. And he says, what's actually going on here? What's actually going on is a content creator whose sole stick is to make fun of locales, and has decided to use Aunt Kathy as means to harass Mary, knowing that it'll get a reaction. Why else would Mr. Paul suddenly have a conscience? And it was like a light bulb went off in my head, and I was like, well, now don't that just beat everything? So there's maybe 2-3 people that have commented that I think about things before I speak. And, it finally dawned on me today, and it didn't before. This person particularly, I'm not saying it's true. I don't know. This is me just speculating, just taking a guess. This is me just listening to the little tiny voice on the inside of me, my instincts that always get a little alarm bell, which they did the other day, and I've been looking for it, and I believe that's it. What it is, I believe, now I'm not sure, but I believe that maybe your future wasn't as bright on YouTube as you suspected, because now I don't know what content might have been, but I'm sure it was, if they were laughing at you, I guarantee you it was something you probably shouldn't have been doing. And if it caused you not to do as well as you in your mind you thought you should have done, well, there again, I'm sorry. Because people laugh at things that are funny, and if this is the way you choose to make a living, well, you're going to be looking for people who make you laugh because they're doing something stupid. That's just a fact. But then this person went on to attack me, which I know people like this, and I knew when I read basically the scripture that talked about Satan in the Bible, I knew exactly what Mary was going to say. I know what she was going to say, and I also knew it was going to upset her. And she ended up giving me exactly what I needed that day, because I know her. And this person continued on, and they have kind of now this ain't Mary writing this, by the way. This is someone who's very articulate. But then they actually just decided to attack my, basically, Christianity, and they were just trying to see if I can see it quickly, but, I had to take a screenshot with my phone so I could talk to you on here. I didn't want to miss nothing. And then he goes on, to say that, where is it? That clearly, he talks about me not being a very good anything for religion, Christianity, and that my display was terrible, and that bothered me because you know what I'm gonna tell you. Oh, that I should turn the other cheek. Well, I'm just gonna throw this out there because they probably gonna listen to this. I have turned the other cheek. I've kept quiet. I've been as calm. I've tried every reasonable manner in the world to get this person to stop tearing down what took years to build up. And I couldn't. So this was the way for me. Now my niece and her children, their father or her daughter's father will handle it his way. But rest assured, you know, he will handle it his way, and it will be directed to the one that deserves it, and that's her. But to say something about Christianity, religion, to me, no, I'm not perfect. I am not a good example. If you need someone perfect for that, that's not me. I'm one of those people that, my friend told me one time, she said, she's laughing at me because I got upset about something, but she said, when God assigned guardian angels to people at birth, that he had to get back up for you because the first one's done quit a long time ago and you've done about run out because I keep them busy. I keep them real busy because you never know what I might do. But I'm going to tell you, being a part and believing in something, it helps you to grow every day and you try to be better. And I do. And I just wanted to give you a little bit of information. If you think that being a Christian means that you never get upset and that you be a permanent doormat, you need to go back and research a little bit because Jesus was not a doormat and he did get upset. Look at what he did when he walked in and they were selling things in the synagogue. He turned the tables. He showed anger. So when there's an injustice or something that goes against your reputation or your morals, you upturn some tables. So, perfect, never. I have tested, oh my goodness, I have been walking that fine line, but every day I'm like, what? I want to go to heaven, I do, and I'm trying my bestest. But nobody's perfect, and anyone who walks around to pretend they are, well, to me, they're in bigger trouble than I am. Do I laugh at people? You bet I do. Lord, I laughed one time because the lady fell coming up to the school. She had to get in the wheelchair because she's too big to walk down there, and she fell out of it. Well, I want you to know I was the one busting out, laughing over there. I couldn't help it. I couldn't help it, you hear? I couldn't help it. My daughter-in-law's looking at me, and she's trying not to laugh, and I can't help it because it was funny. So if you're on the internet doing something stupid, like putting mayonnaise in here, beating yourself up, or whatever in the world we're doing today, singing when you know you can't sing, be prepared, because not everybody's going to like it. Just as I know not everybody's going to like me. I've known that longer than you have. And I've dealt with it accordingly. People that are my friends are my friends, and the people who aren't, well, they can go if they want to, or they can try to help me change. But that message bothered me enough for me to say something. So you couldn't make it in the world of the internet, so you decided the only way, you kind of got a picture of me, and you kind of knew that if you come at me like don't make me feel as though I might make a fool of myself, or then you couldn't do me like you would Mary, because I'm a different bird. But when you made a mistake and you was like Mr. Paul, that right there, it spoke 1,000 words to me. So, in other words, you're telling me you're jealous and that you couldn't make it because you did something really stupid, and he laughed about it, and it just upset your apple cart. Well, I'm sorry about that if I'm right. And like I said, I'm just speculating. I'm just guessing. I've been observing. Isn't that what most folks say? They observing. Well, that's what I've been doing. So, I just wanted to put that out there. And I will be back. I'm gonna be talking more about this later.